God, the vibes. See, we got a lot going on. Me, Mr. Kill two birds with one stone. So what I'm gonna try to do is, because I know tonight is hectic. I got some Seymour's deliveries. I gotta make some Seymour's. So I'm trying to get this blog in, this content, the news by Shanewz right now. But wait till I get to my whip, my office. And I'm gonna do this from the mobile office. Get situated and go in. Right? Because we got some things to talk about. We got some topics to talk about. Right? That have just been transpiring. This is a big fight week, but one thing about big fight weeks, it brings out the big wigs, right? And when I mean the big wigs, I mean like the Steven Espinosas, definitely not Al Heyman. Al Heyman be hiding. But like, Mauricio Suleimans, the move makers, the move shakers, they out. And we get to get interviews from them, and guys get to run down on them with their cameras and their phones, and put some of them on the spot, ask them certain questions, and that is what we see going on right now. All right, let me get myself situated. All right, what did I have this at yesterday? Right here. I put it right here, right? Let me see. Was it right there? Yeah. So give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna get litty. And then we're gonna touch on some things. I'm gonna take this vest off, right? Y'all can see me or not? Can y'all see me with my trunk? I'm gonna get to some of these topics for y'all real quick, man. I know I probably most likely I ain't gonna be able to come on tonight and not drop the source like I want to drop the source. So I gotta get in the news. I gotta get in the news right now. And instead of coming in here taking a quick nap, because that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna take a nap. A quick power nap, but listen, I'll run off my topics. All right, so Rick Glacier put out there on Twitter the whole Showtime debacle, right? And I'm not gonna say debacle, but like Paramount Pictures not wanting to be involved with the boxing, or if they are, everything is gonna be paid, like pay-per-view type of ish, right? A couple people asked Steven Espinosa these type of things at the fight week activities that's going on. He didn't really allude or say nothing, but something that he said kind of makes me think that Showtime still might be in the PBC business, just might. Because he mentioned the fact that the rematch is not looking too good for this year, right? And I listened to that in December, but he did say how they got other things brewing, and also I'm kind of like now me speculating, putting 2 and 2 together. Tank Davis recently tweeted he'll be back early 2024. So it kind of makes me think like, all right, maybe Showtime will still be around for the PBC, but if they're not, what is that going to do for the game? Where's that going to leave the game? And PBC kind of has a track record right now. Listen, we just listen. This isn't no bash PBC bash Al Heyman bash, but this is like the. Remember when they first came in? I see a lot of y'all probably don't because when it comes to this, like a lot of y'all wasn't really. Let me promote some of my products. Promotional use only, right? The Zaga. Let's see, do we got some Zaga in here? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Promotional use only. Some Za. You know. Promotional use only. We also have the Source strain here too as well. You know, promotional use only. This Showtime Shanewz Media Production is being brought to you by the strain, the Source strain, yes. But back to what I was saying now, I'll pull those up pretty obviously throughout the broadcast. Al Heyman, right? Now I'm not trying to kick them while they're down. Remember when they first came into the game and they kind of took HBO out? Everybody was like, oh, the PBC, they took HBO out of business because he had all the networks. Remember that? I remember. I was still in, you know, doing what I do, right? But I was like really invested, right? They took HBO out of business. Everybody was like, yo, they're coming to take over. They're going to take over. Remember that? He had all the networks. He had Spike TV, NBC. It was this whole new push, free boxing on regular TV. It hasn't even been 10 years. It hasn't even been 10 years. How many of those networks are no longer in the PBC business? Pay attention to that, man. It hasn't been. Remember, they took HBO out. I remember, man. I was a big PBC guy, right? I was a big PBC guy. 2012, 2013. It is 2023. It hasn't even been 10 years, right? In 10 years, Al Heyman and the PBC, how many networks have they lost? Remember, they had NBC. Right now, they're only left with Showtime. Dude, is Fox? Tonight, listen, I know it's going to be hard for me to come back on because it's Thursday, a lot going on. But I'm going to do some behind-the-scenes research and try to figure out, are they still with Fox? Remember, they had all the networks at one point, man. NBC, Spike TV, it was with everybody. Showtime, Fox. Right now, the last, I think, is Showtime. And Showtime is talking about, you know, exiting out. Remember, and Showtime has been in the game forever. We never thought HBO was going to fall off. See, I wasn't doing media then, but I was around. No, as a matter of fact, I was doing media. Let me take that back because the last HBO fight, the Demetrius Bivol, it was Bivol and my God, man, Gene. Am I saying his name right? I'm drawing a brain for it right now. Pascal, Gene Pascal. I was. See, look, I was about to not give myself my flowers. I was around for HBO doing media, but we never thought HBO was gonna pack it in. Never did. But they packed it in. But now look at PBC. They haven't even had a 10-year run. 10-year run. That's why you got to give Showtime props, man. Showtime's been around a long time. A long time. And I don't think Showtime needs to get out the game. I just think they need to just, you know, switch it up a little. I was talking with my guys today. See, a lot of stuff that, because right now everything is internet, right? And a lot of the, I don't like to say gimmicks, but that's the word I love to use, gimmicks. A lot of the gimmicks that these networks be using, they're not really tapped in with the people, bro. They're tapped in with guys who are like them on the same type of gimmicks. They pay for views and streams like that. Listen, if you want to know what's really edgy and catching, You got to watch the guys that nobody's watching, because these are the ones that they're stealing from. And I explain this to a lot of my associate friends now. That's what I call them, the higher ups, right? The producers. It's been like that forever, right? If you know about any type of entertainment and stuff, right? Majority of the stuff that goes viral, that is catchy or edgy, the guys that put it out there and make it do that, right, aren't the real inventors. It's just like back in the day with rock and roll. Elvis Presley ran with it. He stole rock and roll, but it was Little Richard and other guys. They was doing it. They just didn't get the crossover success. Same thing with this right now. You have a lot of quote unquote influencers that they're really not it. They're not creative. They're not creators. What they are they tapped into the matrix. They buy views. They have subs. They watch people that are catchy and edgy, and they steal their stuff, and then they bring it to the masses, or what you think is the masses. Because look, Charlo Canelo fight, right? And I was telling my guys this behind the scenes. The same guy they always give access to, right? That has all of these YouTube subscribers, right? He's been doing this for these companies forever. The buzz isn't there. You know why? Because he's not really it, man. He's not it. He's not. He's not. See, they need to. They was on to something with the Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia whole. How they did that when they brought in all of the K Kai's. Hopefully I said his name. I don't be really knowing these younger guys like that. But when they brought in all those guys and the Chris Smooth guys and the younger hipper guys, right? You see how I give them their flowers, the younger hipper guys. That pay-per-view took off. Right? Now the Crawford Spence, they didn't want to bring those guys in. They should have, right? But they went with like the $1 million worth of game and stuff like that, and it helped. But if they would have had one with what they did with Tank and Ryan, I think Earl Spence and them would have came right there with it. Because I truly believe that helped it, that helped it, going with that marketing scheme. But you know what they did? They went with a lot of these YouTubers with the, 6-digit subs and, but these guys aren't it, man. They're not. They're like, but I want y'all to catch this source. And this is no diss to you, Jim Jones. I like you. We got the same last name. They're like Jim Jones in the rap game, right? Right now, Jim Jones got a video on Instagram. He has Meek Mills and Rick Ross. They're on 112th Street in Harlem. And he's glorifying, oh, we're outside, right? You're almost 50 years old. You're outside. Is that cool? 20 years ago, man, that might have been popping. But now it's like, okay, you guys are outside. Rick Ross has one of the biggest homes in Atlanta. He throws the pool parties. You're on the block. Is that what we're, is that the... Nah, that's corny right now. You're so far from this, but this is, come on, right? And then Meek Mill's on it too. Like Meek Mill's you guys are bosses, right? But you're on the block, you're outside. Meek's not, I don't think Meek is 40 yet, but he's up there. He's gotta be in his 30s now. But Jim and Rick Ross, man, you guys are getting, you mid-40s. You guys might be 50, to be honest, man. You guys are up there, and this is what you're glorifying. Like, come on, no, that's not it. That is not it, man. I wanted to show y'all this, but like I said, maybe I might be able to tap in later on this evening, but I can't. Most likely not. But yeah, that's what we're facing right now, right? Shit like that. That's not the vibes. That's not the look. And I think that's what happened with Showtime Boxing. You got too many guys that don't really know what's going on. They're not it, man. They're in the way. In the way activities. That's going to be a new segment that the source is dropping. Salute to my team. We're working on that. It's called In the Way Activities, where I will be doing, maybe shorts or different videos. And it's probably going to get a lot of backlash, but fuck it. It is what it is. I don't care. Like, if I deem something to be in the way activities, I'm going to do videos on it and point it out and highlight it. In the way activities. Coming to you from the news by Shanewz. And what I just broke down about Jim Jones, that was in the way activities, bro. You're 50 years old, on the block. Your partner in crime you came up with. You see Cam, and shout out to Cam and Mace. They changing, elevating different things, doing the sports, the ghetto sports center shit, man. And it's popping, You, on the other hand, you're still doing what you was doing 20 years ago, Jim. I'm disappointed in you, man. You was on 112 and all that 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That was getting into fights at the Rucker and doing like that shit was cool. Then it's like, bro, your son and your kids and our kids and our nephews and nieces, it's their time now. I'm pretty sure if they're out there, they don't want to see you out there, But hey, what do I know? But listen, I seen this too. Let me get back on boxing before I fuck you guys over with the shit that I'm talking about, right? Oh, before I do that, brought to you by, yes, Sore Strain, yes, we are working. But yeah, so just say Showtime does pack it in, right? And I think I seen Let's talk about this. This might be a good thing because then it's going to force, right? Like just say this is just a theory, right? Showtime exits out. Now the PBC and Al Heyman has to find another network. He goes over to the Zone. That would be good. And I heard Ness talk about this. You know why it would be good? Because the Zone now will have Matchroom underneath their banner, Golden Boy, and PBC. And eventually they would have to start to do business together, being that they all are on the same streaming service. It's not a platform, it's a streaming service, but it works as a platform. Now the ultimate, right, to me, the ultimate. But I talked to somebody, I don't see that happening. I just don't. Would be for them to end up with ESPN. But I don't see Bob and them, doing that, But just imagine if Al Heyman and the PBC were with ESPN. Yo, it'll be over. You talk about the fights that we would get, because then you have Top Rank, who's already with ESPN, right? And now the PBC. But I don't, I don't want to diss the PBC fighters like that or Al Heyman. I don't think they really want to mix with the Top Rank guys, man, because do the research on that. What is their record when they go up against Top Rank fighters, man? I just think like the matchmaking over there, no diss to Tom Brown, he just doesn't build those guys correctly. Shout out to Toby in the building. The UK, we are global. Yes, man. Team Tucker ambassador. Let me pin that comment. Toby, you are the first comment in here, man. There's been a lot of people in here. I got 5 people in here right now, but they're not, nobody likes to talk to me, man. Toby, I appreciate that, man. But you know me, I don't mind talking to myself. This is what I do, right? Appreciate you, Toby. What do we know? Yes, what do we know? Smash the like button. But yes, like I was saying, the ultimate would be, man, but I just don't see that happening. But that would, listen, for real boxing fans. But even if they landed with the Zone, it'd be good. Because like I said, the Zone has Golden Boy and Matchroom. So that's a you got a smorgasbord. And one thing about Matchroom and Golden Boy, they do kind of work together. You do see it. He said we all start from zero. Facts, Elvis. Thank you. Appreciate that. Just smash the like button so I'm not at zero. How about you do that for me? Smash my like button, Elvis, if you're still in here. Then I won't be at zero. Can you do that? Oh, look, I made you leave. Elvis must have just left, man. Somebody left. Somebody left. Was that you, Elvis? Did you leave? Oh, you got me. Appreciate you. There it is, Elvis. You get the producer credit for the day. Thank you. Thank you for that like. But, man, just imagine, though, right? In a perfect boxing world. And listen, they got the money, man. Listen, do not let these billion-dollar corporation networks, because ESPN is a billion-dollar network. They have the money to have. Look, ESPN is broke as well. No, they're not, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, Showtime's not broke, man. These are billion-dollar companies, bro. They're not broke, man. You know what it is? They don't want to pay. They're trying to cut back. That's all it is. They're not broke, man. You're talking about $1 billion. That's like saying BET is broke. That's like saying, see, listen, and Paramount Global owns all of these companies. How are they broke? How is Showtime, Paramount Global broke and they own all these companies? Right? CBS, and like they own all of this, bro. They're not broke. They're just cheap. It's business. They are trying to get the bang for the buck, man. But he said, thank you for that comment, Rashid. He said, ESPN is broke as well. When top rank contract expires soon, they might not be boxing on ESPN either. Cable TV networks are all going bankrupt. You say that because of streaming, right? You're probably one of these streaming guys. They're not going broke. They're just trying to go into the streaming. Streaming is where it's at right now. But if a lot of these companies have streaming, Showtime has streaming now. Paramount Global, whatever, the Showtime streaming. ESPN been on the streaming wave. Everything is streaming. They will never go broke, man. That's like saying Disney World. Like these are billion-dollar corporations, man. What they are trying to do is cut costs. That's it. That's all they're trying to do is cut costs. Boxing is $1 million industry. It's not going nowhere. It's not. But like I said, the best thing would be if they all had to be on one streaming app or one network. Oh, man, I got 5 likes. You guys must know I am. Chill. Don't give me so many likes, right? Because if you start giving me too many likes, I can't keep my same slogan as to, hey, what do I know? I can't keep it, man, But yes, this is being brought to you by, once again, we promote our products over here. The Showtime Shanewz Media strain. This is the source strain. And that. All right. But yeah, man, so that's what I was thinking. I was like, yo, that'll be. And not for nothing, I seen a post that Barbershop Conversation put, but he's vindictive. I don't know how true it is. But he's saying that in like Ireland and maybe Toby, if you're still in here, you might have some heads up on us because you are across the land. You are my brother from across the land. You are the international source, right? He's saying that if you have the zone in Ireland and another country, you could watch the Canelo Alvarez Charlo fight. He said, may not be broke, but if they're losing money, the big guns at the top could cut back on. But that's what they're doing, Toby. They're cutting back. They all do that, man. They are cutting back. You know why they're cutting back? Because these fighters aren't trying to take pay cuts. But they're not for nothing. I seen this come with the PBC though, because Al Heyman is not a promoter. He's an advisor / manager. And if you look at Al Heyman's roster, he has too many fighters. Look it up, man. Look. See, now I'm showing you a different hat, but I don't have on a hat today. I'm just showing you a different side of the sauce. Look it up for yourself. Whereas he has over like 2 and some change, maybe even 300 fighters under contract. And he's not a promoter. He's a manager. So that's a lot of fighters, right? And now if you look at Top Rank, I'm going to use Top Rank. That's a promotional company. They probably don't have 100 fighters. Look it up for yourself. They may or may not. It may be upper 80s, close to 90 fighters underneath their promotional banner. Whereas I just said Al Heyman, 250 to 300 fighters. And he's not a promoter, he's a manager. Now he's going to be a manager, advisor, whatever, looking for a network to house all of these fighters. Are y'all catching the sauce, man? Are y'all catching this informative sauce that I'm breaking down? That's a lot of fighters. So when we think about that, I know this is going somewhere, but it's still on code and it's still on course, right? That's probably the reasons why we don't see guys like Deontay Wilder fighting, right? Next month is a whole year, 12 months, a calendar year that we haven't seen the bronze bomber. We've been hearing all of the speculations. He's fighting in Saudi Arabia. He's fighting here. Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has had two fights. Deontay Wilder has still yet to get one. Could that be also the reason why we haven't seen a lot of these guys fighting? He said, how many networks have PBC had since they started? I said that, Tobe. When you play this back from the beginning, that's what I brought up. In 10 years, remember, they busted on the scene about, I'm giving them 10 years. They came on the scene maybe 2015, 2016, right? They came on the scene then. Maybe 8, 10 years. I'm trying to give them 10 years. But remember when they first came in, they took HBO out the game because they had free boxing on regular TV. They had NBC, ABC. Yeah, they had all of the networks. No longer have them. Remember, they had Fox, Spike TV. They had all of these networks. They was giving us so much boxing. That shit just fell to the wayside. Fell to the wayside. Now they had way more than 3, Pop. Do the research. I could name 3 right now. Fox, NBC, Showtime. They had way more than 3. Spike TV, that's 4 right there. They had everybody, bro. At one point, they was killing it. They was killing it, man. They was killing it. But you know what it is? They got too comfortable. Not only did they get comfortable, and we was talking about this too. They was feeling themselves too much. Like when you look at their fighters, right? Their fighters were good fighters, but they were good in-house fighters. Every time they got matched up with other promotional companies or let's say networks, because once again, Al Heyman is not a promoter. But once they got matched up with other networks, they was like, yo, I thought this guy was better than that. I thought this, it just didn't work out. And like I said, a lot of that has to deal with matchmaking, man. It does. It has to deal with matchmaking. Has to deal with matchmaking. Smash the like button for me. We are moving and grooving. I'm hearing content creators on here complaining about the notifications and all that not going out. I don't do that, man. Listen. See, the ones that do that, y'all telling on yourself. See, when your numbers be low, man. When your numbers be low like that and you got 6 figures and all these subs and your numbers be like that, it ain't the notification. That is YouTube telling you didn't pay your bill. That's all that is. That is YouTube telling you didn't pay your bill. See, a lot of you guys pay to play. And shout out to the brother that bigged up even Tiafimo and his team. They like that piece I put out. Word. We need real media. You know what I'm saying? Dudes that have integrity or morals. Don't sell your soul for a story. But when you come with YouTube, that's all that's out here. A whole bunch of, guys in the way. Listen, man. That's why they're never gonna break through. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you really want to break through in boxing or break through in media, period, be original. Don't be a follower. Go against the grain. Be opinionated. Stand on something. Most of you guys, especially on YouTube, you can't do it. I noticed that with YouTube. That's why I knew, listen, it was only a matter of time before I cracked the code. Because one thing about me, I didn't care if, like right now, I'm rocking and rolling right with this. I'm in motion. But I never wanted motion. Because I knew what I talked about earlier in this live, a lot of the shit that I was creating, the networks was taking. So that right there let me know, like, dude, you got it. If these big time networks, corporations is taking your stuff, you are the source, right? And then when I really started going hard with YouTube, I noticed that with YouTube, with these content creators, they would try to, and this is how I knew these guys were like crab in a barrel buckets, right? Nobodies. They would, yo, what time are you going on? Right? Why does that matter? What are you talking about? What's your topic gonna be? Why does that matter? Just go on, do you. Why do you want to know what I'm talking about? Because you want to run with what I'm talking about? Just talk what you're talking about. But that's what you get, man. Yes, free Bomac. How is Bomac doing over there in the Hooskow? Oh, speaking on free Bomac, happy birthday to Bud Crawford. It's his birthday. He is doing it abroad in Belize. I wonder if he's going to link up with Shine. Shine is from Belize. I wonder. He's over there living his life, man, living his best life. I can't wait till I reach that status. You heard what I said? I can't wait. Yes, because I'm going to be there. Word up. I'm going to be there. And that's why I like to be around like-minded people. I'm going to be there. I'm not messing with crumb snatchers, Right, free Bomac though, man. Free the Bomaxter. Smash the like button, See, I'm not gonna say refresh my super chat or none of that. Because look, I'm refreshing it. And look, we trust and believe we know how to refresh a super chat if we really need to. The source strain right here, grade A, look. I'm gonna show y'all, man. I normally don't do this. Oh man. Y'all, hold on. Now, we don't promote this, but this is for what is it? Medical use only, right? Medical use only right there, man. Get with the strain, man. Get with the strain. Medical use only. To each his own, man, right? Well, man, I gotta close. It's got the card stinking now. Hold on. Let me put my windows down. God damn it. I should have never opened that. But you know what? Marijuana it's legal now. That shit got the cost. I gotta pick my kids up, man. I can't have my kids in here. The car smelling like they're gonna think daddy smoked the doobie. Which I didn't, Which I do. They still call them doobies? I don't know. Show my age, right? A joint. You heard? But yeah, man. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they all land on one network, one platform, one streaming platform. Because then we will get some big fights, bro. Because I'm telling you, it's easy to make these fights. It is, man. It's always, it do be the networks and that, but it don't. More so, it be the promoters, man. It be the promoters, because They don't want their guys to get exposed. They don't want their product to not look up to par. Because check it out, right? And I want y'all to catch this. Frank Martin is a Al Heyman PBC guy, right? He turned down the fight. It fell through. The same companies, Top Rank and Premier Boxing, still did business together like that. How is that possible if they can't and won't do business? See, nobody's talking about that. See, what happened when that fell through, what did they do? They got all of the in the way gimmicks to come out here and just throw in the way shit in the game. Talk about, oh man, Frank deserved, man, fuck Frank. Frank missed out on his opportunity. He didn't want to make $1 million. He said it wasn't enough. You know, everybody's entitled to believe what they want to believe, but you're fighting for $250K and you're paying out the same shift on that. So like, dude, tell that to these welfare recipients respectfully. Tell that to these Section 8 scammers and all that. Like, dude, you didn't make no sense, my guy. You didn't make no sense. Like, you're fighting for two. Look, you was, shout out to W shit. You was cupping. Look, you was like this. It's ice in here. That's what you was doing. I need a little more. Wow. So next time when you go over there, tell them that. Tell them to that $250K. Right? Come on, bro. You played yourself, man. Then see how they ultimately played themselves. They ran the plays to confuse y'all. Now, if y'all was really on point and in frequency, y'all would have picked up like, yo, damn, he turned the fight down over the money, yada, yada, yada. But then another guy from right there that fights underneath his banner, underneath that network, jumped right on it. Just took it. Probably for less money. Because remember, I did my video. Shout out to Cousin Buddy. How Cousin Buddy gave y'all the game. I was going to say ran game. No, that's the game. Yo, I got this fight for XYZ. You want it? Hold on. Let me think about it. No problem. Call up the next fight. I got this fight on the table for RUZ. Already made some money off of it. Already. That's the game, man. He said me and Champ Ross was talking about PBC getting some dates on the zone before they lost to Fox. They're probably 2 to 3 years ago. And I think it's happening, Toad. I think it's happening. Listen, if they go over to the zone, right? Just say that happens, right? You know how easy it'll be to make the Wilder Joshua fight? You know how easy it'll still be hard to make because of the money, but the basic logistics will be over. It won't be who is covering the fight, right? It wouldn't be who's covering the fight because the fight will be streamed on the zone. See, a lot of times when you get these crossover fights, that's the major logistic because networks or streaming services, it's all about who's gonna own the rights to the fight and different things like that. Damn, Sean, how do you know this? How do you know these things? How do you know these things? Right? That's all I've heard, but hey, what do I know? What do I know? Right, what time is it, man? I got a little bit of time. What time is it? How do you know these things? But that'd be the ultimate, bro. That'd be the ultimate. If they land over there, man. Because that's what I would like to see. I would like to see them go over there. Because to be honest, like, and I like Top Rank. But if they was to land with the zone, that's 200 to 300 fighters with Al Heyman over there. You already got Matchroom, right? However many fighters Eddie Hearn's got, I gotta look their roster up, right? Then you have Golden Boy. So now you have you got a lot of fighters on one network, one platform, one streaming service that a lot can be made. A lot of fights can be made. You know, that'd be the ultimate, man. You know, especially and listen, say that was to happen, right? You know who benefits off of that? Guys like Devin Haney right now, Richard Hitchison, Regis, all the guys at 140. If this say the PBC does land over there, yeah, you know how easy it'd be to have an undisputed champion at 140 now? Because they will all be under one streaming service. Because two of the belts, right? Well, Tio got one belt, but you know, one thing about Top Rank ESPN, when it's time to eat, they're gonna make the deal. They make the deal, right? Eddie said a couple of weeks ago, Matchroom had about 100 to 130. Okay, see? Now look what I just said. If you was in here earlier, that's a lot, but it's nowhere close to what Al Heyman, the advisor slash manager, has. He's not a promoter. He's a manager. A good manager in boxing. Right? And look, shout out to sorry about that. That was a phone call I had to just take real quick. But think about what I just said, right? He is a manager, right? Shout out to David McWaters. David McWaters has a lot of fighters. Upwards of that. He don't have as many as Al Haim. He might have like 80, 90. That's a lot, right? You know, David McWaters, y'all know who David McWaters is, split team management. He has Tiafimo, Tiger Johnson, who else, man? I'm drawing the brain for, but he has a lot of fighters, right? A lot of fighters. Al Heyman has almost 300 fighters. That's a lot. As a manager, advisor. He's an advisor slash manager. Well, he's an advisor that works as a manager. But technically he's not a manager because look who exposed that, Earl Spence, right? Look who exposed that, Earl Spence, right? Earl Spence was advised slash managed by Al Heyman, but he went out and got AC, Adrian Clark, and Fighters First Management. See, I think a lot of these guys could probably do that, but they're scared. They're scared. Because I think any PBC fighter, now don't hold me on this, I don't know, I'm just saying, well, we're just having a YouTube conversation, but I think any PBC fighter could go get a manager. Because technically Al Heyman is not their manager. But hey, what do I know? I could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? But you can sign with a manager. Because technically Al Heyman is your advisor. Because isn't that what Earl Spence did? Right? Didn't Earl Spence do that? Look, I'm cupping. Look. Yo, didn't Earl Spence do that? And that's how the Crawford fight got made. He got with Adrian Clark, and I can't think of his partner's name, the lady from Jersey, and they were able to make the fight. He says, so Al Heyman and manager Marty are basically the same thing. Wow, that explains a lot, Shota. I don't know. I don't, yo, listen, to be honest, I don't really know manager Marty's deal, bro. I don't like, I know he got a vendetta against Crawford. I know he wanted to work for Crawford and work with Crawford, and things didn't fall through. So now he's like, he has a vendetta. I think he wants to work for the PBC, but I don't know his deal, bro. I don't like, he just, all of that going at Crawford, it like throws me off with him. It's like, dude, you're like, like, I don't know, man. I was talking to my people about that too. I was like, I just think like he's just how he's carrying it. It's like, dude, if you do got fighters, you're burning a lot of bridges. But hey, what do I know? Like I said, I operate heavy equipment, man. But I could make a phone call or two. I don't know. Shout out to Blunts in the building. But yeah, if he's a manager, Tobe, I don't know. I don't know. But technically, like I said, Al Heyman, listen, Al Heyman's not a manager, he's an advisor. And I guess that's why, and from what I heard, now I gotta say from what I heard, like if Al Heyman knows that you got a little bit of oomph, like Frank Martin said, he doesn't really want his fighters associated with you. You know, because if you know a little something, right? He doesn't want, like I said, from what I hearing, and you know, I know some OGs and elders in the game. If any one of Al Heyman's fights could do what Earl Spence did, alleged, you know, because he's not a manager, he's an advisor. So if they sign with a manager, right? From what I'm hearing, I don't know, man. I don't want to start nothing up, man. But didn't Earl do that? For real, come on, man. I'm not giving nothing away that's not out there. Didn't EJ do that? What was reported, right? Come on. We talk boxing here, right? What was reported? Wasn't it reported that Earl Spence signed with a management team, right? Remember when, and then a fight got made? But wasn't that what was reported, right? Earl Spence signs with a new management team. Fighters First Management. That's what was reported, right? Now, I'm not trying to confuse y'all, but I want y'all to pay attention. If Al Heyman was already his manager, well, not a manager, his advisor, how could he sign with another manager or management team? Right? Isn't that a breach of contract? Hear me out, y'all. Come on, it's five of y'all in here. Somebody dipped off because look, the source be on. I'm too ill, man. Respectfully, I'm too ill. But I'm giving y'all simple logistics, right? If you're in the game, I know a lot of us talk the game, but if you're in the game, I just gave you some simple logistics. Like if Al Heyman is his advisor, manager, isn't that a conflict of interest to sign with another manager? Unless he's not your manager. Unless, like I said, he's just an advisor. So technically, other fighters could do what EJ did. Is that far-fetched? Right? Is that far-fetched to say? And I think, if you think about it, right, and I'm going to use this, right? Because I know this. I know this, right? Guys always talk about what they know. I know this, right? Deontay Wilder is advised by Al Heyman. There's 5 people in here. Do you know who Deontay Wilder is managed by? Come on. Look, y'all, somebody that's on here right now. That's on, because I don't want to tell this. I want you guys to tell me. I know who it is. Google search it real quick. Who is Deontay Wilder's manager? He's advised by Al Heyman. Deontay Wilder got a powerful manager in the game, man. The guy that manages Deontay Wilder, thank you, there you go. Let me pin that. Shelly Finkel. That is correct. So that's another guy that has a manager that is with Al Heyman. So maybe other fighters. I think that's why they never did. They used to hate me to be around those guys over there, man. Because like I said, I'm not dumb. I'm just not well liked or popular on the internet. But I'm not dumb. I do know a thing or two. Like I said, Buddy McGirt is my cousin. You know, I do have other professional people that was in the game. So if you say something to me, like, please don't judge me off of my views and how I carried on the YouTube. Because like I said, that's what turns me off about so many of y'all. Because you guys really took me lightly as some Joe Schmo trying to get YouTube views and be a YouTube media. No, I have a media company. See, know the difference. Know the difference. Like when I want to cover a fight, I go through all the proper channels. I apply for credentials. Now I apply for credentials as a photographer. Different steps. I'm listen, respectfully. Stop comparing me to these in the way ass dudes, bro. A lot of the shit that you see them doing, that you get all hyper for, that shit is beneath me now. The real talk is beneath me. That's why a lot of fights and events I do not cover. I do not cover. Because I listen. I did media scrums like that. To me, a media scrum, right, is a handout. It's like they bring out the fighter. They try to have all the media that they give credentials to. And if my guy was in here right now, he would tell you, I have been spoiled. Shout out to Top Rank, right? Shout out to my nephew, Jihad Tucker. But being with Team Tucker now for 11 fights and still doing media on the front lines, but just covering Top Rank events and Matchroom events and other events. Listen, one thing about those companies, right? They all do media scrum. But Top Rank, and if somebody is in here that actually covers boxing, like what I'm explaining right now, will tell you this. Top Rank does media scrums as well, but they also do the VIP pressers. Do you know what the VIP presser is? Is when all of the fighters are at a VIP presser and just the media is there. Their teams are there. Everybody has a table. All of the media are allowed to do one-on-one interviews. You might have even seen me in some of these, right? In December. I think I was in some of these guys' footages in December. You see me running around trying to get different people to interview Jihad and his father, and I was still doing my own thing. But these are the VIP pressers where you are in the room with not only the fighters, but their team, their managers, their coaches, everybody. Everybody's in there. But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? What time is it? Oh, it's close to time, man. Listen, we are going to continue this at another time. I am about to punch out, man. Hopefully, I gave you guys some great insight and info. Like, share, and subscribe. You know the vibes. This is the Source Experience. The news by Shanewz. But hey, what do I know?